Chapter 5. The Promise. Hello, Kay. I called my best friend on my way home just after Elo and I had parted. In fact, among all my connections, these two were the best and the most trusted friends I had. Hello, Bot. It has been a while. Her voice across the phone was so joyful that I almost saw her smile. Yes, dear, it has. Listen, can you meet me at our coffee shop after 2 hours? It is urgent. I said it so bluntly that I almost had her joy as she answered me, replaced by anxiety. Sure, see you then. With no hesitation, she agreed and hung up as if she was the one in a hurry, not me. That was how Kay always behaved, always there for me. Blessed I was for having her. She, Elo, and I have been friends since we were kids and attended school together. Joining different colleges never affected our friendship. Of the two, Kay was and always would be my favourite. I changed my course and rerouted my trip across distant regions to reach our agreed destination while having many disturbing and confusing thoughts crossing my mind. As I expected, by the time I arrived, Kay was already there waiting. She never missed an appointment and usually appeared on time. What's wrong, Bot? She gave me a kind smile as her eyes caught me approaching. Although she sounded bothered about her question, she stood up to hold me tight and invited me to sit by her side. Pardon me, I brought you this way, but I didn't know with whom to talk except you. I tried to sound more relaxed to calm her down, but those words came out of my lips to raise her concerns even more. Did something wrong happen? She passed her silky hands across my hair to put me to ease, which to my surprise actually worked. Nothing is wrong. Everything is fine, Kay. I just wanted to talk to you about a solemn issue, I replied, and started telling her all about what had happened since I met Elo a few hours back. I detailed my discussion with him about the catastrophic situation of our system, passing through our heated conversation about Earthlings and informing her of whatever they had mentioned in their scripts. And without interrupting me, she just nodded understanding, encouraging me to keep talking. So I told her everything about the proposed mission to Earth and how secretive, critical and complicated the situation was. I told her how crucial the role that would be played by whoever would be lucky to go on this assignment was. That was when she abruptly stopped nodding, and her eyes stared at me with suspicion while breathing heavily. Acting as if I did not notice that look, I continued talking until I reached that part of the disturbing phone call Elo had received. There is an intense feeling inside of me, I added, and without waiting for her comments I continued, urging me to discuss Elo's plan with him again. I want to know what exactly he expects from his potential candidate. My words smashed her in the face, or that was how she looked, giving me that scared look and holding me back from saying anything more. What interest do you have in such a plan, Bot? She questioned me aggressively to cast away any ideas that might cross my mind, then added, It is just another scientific expedition that has nothing to do with us. How come it has nothing to do with us? It has everything to do with us. It is our future, Kay, all of us, I replied with disapproval. She knew I was right even without me having said so, but she might have also known whatever I was pondering. Perhaps this was the reason why she made her earlier remark. I said hesitatingly while avoiding looking at her eyes, I think— No, you do not, she interrupted me before I got the chance to continue. I do not what? I tried tricking her with my question in a desperate attempt to deny any conclusion she might have reached in her mind, while actually I was astonished that she caught my thoughts that simple, as if she was reading my mind from a vividly engraved book in front of her bare eyes. You do not consider yourself a prospective candidate, do you? She elaborated, casting away any doubts that she had understood me and affirming my astonishment. Why not? A simple question came out of me, declaring my defeat in hiding the struggle I had within my mind. I conceded that she had already exposed me even before I declared it to myself. But that was my Kay. That was how she has always been. The closest person to me, the only one who understood me more than I myself ever did. I am the perfect candidate, and I believe Elo was recruiting me indirectly. Can't you see it? I defended myself, and without giving her any chance to interrupt me again, I continued, He was describing me. He requires someone who is not a scientist, but has the necessary knowledge for this endeavour. You know, Kay, I read a lot about this stuff. You know about my passion for space. I have always dreamt of something like that, of doing something important, something that could change my life, and instead I might change the entire world. Kay, this is my opportunity. I looked deeply into her terrified eyes, trying desperately to ease the shock. Besides, I live alone and no one will miss me, I added. Shh! She shushed me aggressively. I will miss you. She hardly tried to hide her tears while saying so, and to be honest, her direct response took me. She never said it that clearly, and the tears. I had to admit that I had never seen her that passionate, and it somehow cheered me up instead of making me sad as it was supposed to. Anyway, I thought I should not overreact or get drifted. I knew I was her best friend. I knew how much she cared about me. Everything will be all right. You will be so proud of me when I get back, I said with a smile, trying to make it easy for her while I fondly patted her shoulders to cast her worries aside. Do you promise? She asked. Not exactly knowing what promise I needed to make, I settled for an inquiring dumb look that I gave her. Do you promise to come back? She explained and moved away from the reach of my hand. Don't you ever make a promise unless you intend to keep it, son? My father's voice echoed in my mind as he gave me this advice before I hesitatingly answered her. I promise.